Hey guys, Harry from You Can Spoke. Been a very long time now, so sorry about that, but there's other priorities than my YouTube channel. I'm doing a review today of my Jeronimo Sfarrapa gravel bike. So what I love about this bike is, well, it's a steel frame, and I've got it down to about 11 kilos in its present configuration. It's pretty good for steel. It's got a 70-degree head angle, 74 seat angle, and I really like those angles. The fork can be set in two offsets, 47 or 51 I think. I've got it on the 51. I tried 47, just found it a bit twitchy. A bit more stable this way. So I'm going to do one of my favourite routes, the Gaspard Road, 7 creeks crossings, so heaps of creeks crossings, and we've just had some fairly decent rain here, so I think I'm going to get a bit wet today. We'll find out. Alright, let's rock and roll. So I've had this bike for about 6 months now, and I use it for gravel and road. I've actually been doing more road than gravel of late. It's been one of those years. And as a road bike, it's actually fantastic. It's really nippy. I'm running 35mm Pirelli Zeros. And they have proven to be a fantastic fit. Plenty of cush and very fast. And it makes this bike, it's just super comfortable on the road. And then I've got these gravel wheels, and I'm really loving this bike as it is in this present configuration. So comfortable. Wet there, shit. Just gonna have to take it. It's one of those days, I think. Really love the angles on this bike. Works for me. Still nippy, but it's stable. The other thing I really like is the stack. It's got a high stack. This is a medium large frame. So it's got a 175mm head tube, and it's got a fairly long top tube as well, much longer than a conventional bike. So I'm running a 50mm stem at the moment, which has been about right on. I did run a 35 for a while, which also worked quite well. But 50mm seems to be optimal at the moment. So just coming into the Gaspard now. The Gaspard Road near a place called Crindai in New South Wales, Australia. And an area I know well, born and bred in Crindai. And this particular ride is just got a bit of everything. It's a great way to test the gravel bike. Well, it hasn't got single track, but this machine, whilst I have been on single track with it, I do believe that the flat bar hardtail is a better pick. Now, it's a video I'm going to bring to you later comparing this with a flat bar unsuspended hardtail, my Nordest Sardina, because I'm not convinced about drop bar gravel bikes being the best fit for gravel riding. If you're doing a lot of hills, I actually think the suspended front suspension hardtail, nice light 1-1, like my Polygon sync line, is fantastic, and I'll be doing a review on that real soon now. Had it for a little bit, starting to dial it in. But I've set this bike with very low gearing, or lowish, sensible gearing I think. Got a 2844 on the front and 1142 on the rear, and that gives me a very good range of gears. Such a beautiful day, autumn here in Australia. So as you know, I used to have the Giant Revolt, and I had a few issues with the seat posts. I did resolve them in the end, but while I was waiting for a part, I built up this rig. Now the Giant, I will say, has definitely got a bit more give in the frame. This steel frames without these fatter tyres has got a bit of, oh, here we go. Yeah, as I said, I've just had some water here, and if I'm going to make that, I'm going to have to give it a go, I guess. Maybe not. Yeah. Look at that amazing tree. Incredible root structure. Last time I came here with the Polygon sync line, I just smashed these crossings, so easy on a hardtail. Wider tyres, a bit more knobs. This is the Piker way. Don't want to get wet feet early, maybe I'll attempt it on the way back. Work smart, as they say. So, crossing number 1. Crossing number 2 coming up. This one's a tricky one actually. Oh my. Oh, looks like they've done some work on it. Good test for the mud. No problem. That one. Number 3. Oh, someone's been through here. These have all been freshly graded. Nice. So I've been riding the flat pedals a few months now, and initially I hated them, but I'm getting the hang of them. And I didn't like the shoes originally. Shoes are Shimano GR700s, I think. But they've bedded in and they're nice wide fit on the box. So I've been having problems with my Morton Neuroma. And the narrow shoes just kill it, as did the SPDs. So back on the Pirellis, I like on the Pirellis, but I did like the Goodyear connector too. I had a bit more suppleness in the walls, better grip. I don't know if there's much in the rolling resistance. Number 4. Oh, nicely graded. you go. That's how you do it, folks. Yeah, here we go. Next one. Quick succession. No problems. So I'm loving this bike. The frame's really nice. It has got some zing and suppleness in it. Not like carbon. It's different. But it's simple. This is just a lovely simple bike. Good geometry. Not too heavy. In fact, it's actually quite a good climber despite the weight. The 50 mils, which I prefer. And I will be replacing the rear at some point. Oh, this used to be a cement crossing. Wet feet, damn. Okay, that's the crossings, 6 of them. There was one the other direction. So the Jeronimo bikes are an offshoot of Nordest, and the Albardo is the same bike as this one, except it's got external cabling. It's about the only difference really. And it was on special there when I got it. Really good value. Actually made in Taiwan. Yeah, so this bike it's just fantastic on these sort of undulating roads. Just cruises along, it's so comfortable. Of course the tyres make a big difference. 50 mil lighter cush. And these narrow bars, whilst they took a bit of getting used to, they do cut down the wind resistance. Definitely notice it. I had 50 mil, 500 mil before on the hoods, so significantly narrower. And whilst they're way more stable, the wide ones, especially on the downhills and single track, I'm adapting. And these have got a decent flare on them, and they're a little bit more, got a bit more give than the Beacons. The Beacons are 31.6 all the way across the top, so very stiff. These aren't that way. Still got a nice shallow drop, 100 mil. Okay, crossing number 7. This creek's on the boundary of our old property when I was a young fella. Used to play down here all the time. Such a good place to live as a child. So just on the eastern side of Crendai, cut across Callaghan's Lane. Now I'm turning into Spain's Lane, back onto the dirt here. and not even sure if I'll be able to get through. We'll see. Used to be unable to get through when it's wet. This was the bog hole. It looks like it's pretty good. Yeah, so I've built up a lot of gravel bikes over the years. I've had the early Kotic. Had a Trek checkpoint. Wasn't a bad rig, that one, but very harsh. Merida Silex, the earlier model. Had a real tyre restriction there, and the frame was alloy, super firm, not real comfortable. Giant TCX Advance, bought that new. Had that bike for many years. It was such a good all-rounder, fast on the road, fast on the gravel. Geometry was a little bit low in the stack, but I had some riser drops on it. That helped. It had a tyre restriction too, 45mm. Have a giant revolt. This rig, the Sfarrapa. Thank you. So here we are, Crendai. Painted silos. Nothing is open here. I don't understand this place. I was born and bred here, but it just has not got anything going for it in the town. It's 12:10 Saturday morning, or half-o now. Nothing is open. So I shall continue on. Here we go, Seven Creeks Road. Okay, first land crossing. I really like the 70-degree head angle because there's no toe overlap. The Rolt had really bad toe overlap. Number 2. Yes. Wet part. You go, moo cow. No. Got to attack these ones. That's the easiest way. Coming up to number 4. Number 5. Nice one. That was the one I piked out on. So I don't like the look of that one. Deep, there's rocks in there. Yeah, it's a definite fall off job. Alright, pretty well all downhill from here. Beautiful scenery there. Alright, back on Wollobadar Road, just heading into Wollobadar up ahead there. Legs are a little tight now. So another gravel bike I forgot to mention was the Kona Sutra. I did really love that bike, and it's probably the closest thing to this one. The Kona was heavy though, and it was very limited to fork options due to the head tube diameter. But you could fit wider tyres in it, so that was a big plus with the Sutra. Similar bike. This one's just got a lot more zip in it, and especially when you put the road wheels on, it's as good as any other road bike I've had. Super comfortable and super fast, so it's a good all-rounder, this one, and we'll be staying in the stable for some time, which is high praise. Like my Nordest Sardina, I won't be parting with it. Every time I jump on that thing, I just smile. And the Polygon, really enjoying that hardtail at the moment, so review coming. And it's a great all-rounder too. Good for the gravel, lovely in the trails, nice and light. Okay, so I'm done. 60 k's today, so fair old effort. Final thoughts: this is a extremely good value bike. As I said, frame only. They're about €700 at the moment. I got mine for about that with the carbon fork. So good value. There might even be a deal on the Nordest Albardos at the moment. So yeah, this will be staying in the stable for some time. That's praise in itself. Doesn't excel in anything, but it's very good at everything. That's it. Thank you for being here with me today, and hopefully I'll get a bit more content coming more regularly. Take it easy. Keep on riding.